Welcome, dear listener, to episode 56. I'm James.
I'm Mike, and together we form
Voltron.
or the Wonder Twins from the Super Friends.
Right.
Snowmen.
Last to the party.
Last to the party.
The show where we talk about nerdy goodness. Now, this show is
And
brought to you by our
embarrass
faithful Patreon supporter, Miss Debbie Bricker. Now, she listened to Star Wars Rewritten by the Perry Brothers, and she checked out our blooper reel exclusively on Patreon. And here's what she had to say. I just listened to the Star Wars blooper reel, and I literally laughed out loud several times. Now, for those of you in Canada, that means a lot. Y'all need to head over to Patreon and support these guys and enjoy the bloopers as much as I did. You guys can search Last of the Party at patreon.com or simply click the link below and join one of the many tiers. Mike, what do we have for him this week?
Well, first of all, I would like to say hello to the dear listeners for this wonderful festive holiday season. Are you having a good festive season, James?
I was until you started doing that voice. Now I want to go back to Halloween because I'm creeped out.
I think all people should enjoy themselves this year. I don't know where this voice is running from.
So many jokes.
But I'm running with it for now. Welcome to Fa La 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 Nerd. And this name is under dispute, by the way, because I've heard Merry Geekmas, Merry Nerdmas, just different things. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying the festiveness of the season. And if you're living in anywhere other than Missouri, you're probably getting precipitation. Missouri, not so much, but that's okay. That's
stupid global warming.
Or seasons, whatever. But, it's a season of eggnog and twinkle lights. I thought you put Twinkie lights in the doc, by the way. I had to double take that. Sure. And time spent with friends and family. More importantly, it's a time for Christmas traditions and movies and music of the season. So you bring the spouse and the kids, gather around the Yule log, and James and I are going to break down our favorite Christmas-themed entertainment. Now, this does not mean that everything about it is related to Christmas. It could mean that it happens in the time of Christmas. It could mean that it's central to Christmas. It could mean that people try to break into your house and you devise clever traps to stop them during Christmas. We don't know, but stuff happens. Yeah.
That's right.
I do have to ask one favor, and this is of EA Games.
Okay.
Because I know the Last Jedi stuff will drop and Battlefront 2 will reflect that. It's already started to reflect that. At some point between the 24th and the 31st, dear EA Games, can you please make just a small patch download available to every single Battlefront 2 user to where every time you roll with Finn's character, he automatically has a Santa hat? Can we do that, please?
Yeah, instead of Blast, the multiplayer game mode, can we have Snowball Fight?
I'd be okay with that.
On Hoth, you don't have to do a lot of work. I'm not asking for this to happen, on Tatooine. Just have it happen on Hoth. It's super simple.
We'll use the Force. That's not how the Force works.
I want to ride a Tauntaun into battle.
Ooh, Tauntaun races.
Yeah, with
Tauntaun races.
Exactly.
Yay.
Yeah. I want to, instead of a lightsaber, I want tinsel.
Really?
Yeah, it's a tinsel whip.
You'd look like that gymnast floor exercise with the ribbon, and it would be weird.
I don't see the problem.
I kind of do. Because the lightsaber has a very unique whirring sound and slicing through the air motion.
Right.
And the tinsel? I don't know. It just doesn't sound as vicious or etc. as a weapon.
All right. We'll change it from tinsel to a fruitcake brick that Luke gets to hit people.
I have no objection to that. I have no objection.
Well, okay, red fruitcake for the Sith, green for the Jedi. It's super simple. Mike, give me one of your favorite Christmas movies, excluding the one I think we both want to mention last. Don't put the best one first for the sake of the show.
You can't say. You better start typing, and I will stall because I just want initials or first of the name because that could be one of three things, and I don't want to mess that up. Is it the one? Okay, all right. That's actually one of the three that I thought of when you said that. So I'm glad that I asked That was not one. Okay. Now, see what's happening, dear listener, is that James is frantically typing into our Google Doc, and all sorts of typos and what have you is happening. And that's okay. That's part of the fun.
When you type with passion, you inadvertently leave out grammar.
And words, apparently. And that's okay. Okay, so I grew up loving the narration of this movie. I grew up loving the shock value of one of the presents. And I grew up loving the time period because we have so much. And it's hard to imagine a time where people scrimped and saved, and people still do, don't get me wrong, but scrimped and saved to get quality toys, quality metal toys with possible lead-based paint as a byproduct because it was the time period and people didn't know no better. We're talking about a time where a young boy struggled to find himself amidst the grabbings of the season and the trying to get his point across despite the myriad of obstacles in his way, from tongues on metal poles to people chanting about shooting of one's eye out. Can we get a standing ovation?
I feel like I should be
a Christmas Story.
Go Tell It on the Mountain or like Amazing Grace in the background while you testify about A Christmas Story.
Dude, that movie is legitimately...
I almost started humming, I swear to God.
That is legitimately a holiday classic, and I can't believe it bombed in theaters and just got a quote-unquote cult following afterwards, because that movie is so much... not only just most people's story, it's definitely every young boy's story, just trying to get their voices heard and trying to get their objective across and their goals and things while still being a product of society. And not only that, what kid has not dreamed of the pinnacle gift and schemed and hoped and prayed and animal sacrificed to try and get that? That's probably not true, but tried to get that thing. I'm just saying, that movie's legitimately a classic in my book.
Yeah.
I'm hands down.
Well, I mean, what channel used to... There was a channel like 10 or 12 years ago that used to just roll that movie back to back 24 hours before Christmas. And I forget... Was it Comedy? Was it Comedy Central?
It may have been. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds about right. About right. This movie's so revered that they actually tried a live version of this one this year. I did not get a chance to see it. I wish them well, because you always want that thing adapted. You always want it to keep moving forward.
Come and gone? Has that one already showed? Oh.
That might have come and gone. I don't know.
Dear listener, let us know in the comments down below or on our Facebook page or on our new YouTube channel, Mike. I forgot to mention in the intro, for our Android users or our really lazy iPhone users, you guys can now just check us out through YouTube. Just search Last to the Party and we come up. We have a channel. The icon is the same as the website. So you guys can check us out there. We're not on YouTube Red. We have a standard YouTube license. Just go there, hit us up, and listen. There's nothing on the screen but our title image.
I know.
But you can listen to the show and love our sweet buttery voices. So you can leave it in the comment down below on this video.
Voices?
If you caught
buttery,
silky smooth voice.
I'm okay with buttery, but it's my wife is doing a lot of cooking lately, so now I'm just confused as to the context.
Our margarine-filled esophagus. No.
Parquet.
So yeah, leave it in the comments down below if you saw the new version, not the new version, the live version of A Christmas Story, what you thought, if it was any good. I saw a trailer for it, and the kid that got to play Ralphie looks a lot like Ralphie. I was kind of blown away. Like, he does. Good job casting people.
And now, Maya Rudolph as the mom, that right there is just SNL alumni gold right there. Run with that sucker. Sure.
Now, this movie did inspire me to ask for my first Red Ryder BB gun.
And he's still waiting.
No, I have. In fact, I have my childhood one in my closet. I'm gonna.
Oh, do you? I wasn't aware of that.
I'm gonna gunsmith it back to life. I think I can.
And add a silencer.
Yep, and a red dot scope. You
Yeah, man, I was kidding.
gotta stay relevant.
No. No, you do not need a silencer and a BB gun.
You know, the first Christmas movie that I'm gonna mention, Mike, is also a classic. It goes back to
Good for you.
the way back, in a time before color.
Okay.
In a wonderful time, one might say. It's
a wonderful time of. There you go. Say it. Say it.
Clarence.
Dude, that
teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. Oh God, Zuzu! They should have let Zuzu succumb to pneumonia. That little girl had the most annoying voice ever.
Oh, that is so cold. So cold.
It was.
Oh my gosh!
It was the 50s, 40s.
It's like It's a Wonderful Life meets Gone with the Wind. No one needs that movie.
He had 15 kids. He wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, Oh, come on! You're a dad. You'd notice if one turned up missing or dead.
Especially your favorite. No, I love this movie. I liked it until I met Karen, and then Karen, as wives do, made me appreciate the finer things in life, and this movie being one of them. Now, we've had the pleasure of actually seeing a play version of this at
cool.
Silver Dollar City's Sleigh Ride Christmas, whatever they call it now. I don't even know. It's been a few years since they put it on, but when they did, it was like a musical version, which I was like, this is going to be awful.
Fiddles.
Yeah, it was with only banjos. No, it was great. It was great. So many jokes.
Teacher says every time a banjo duels, an angel dies inside. What do you say?
Here come them darn bald knobbers, Mary. That's a local joke for those of you not in Southwest Missouri. We apologize. No, it was great though. It was well acted. It was great. And obviously I love the movie a lot more.
Oh yeah.
I love Clarence. The angel is just so innocent and buffoonery is great. I still think it's Jimmy Stewart, right?
Jimmy Stewart, yes.
Yeah, I still think it's his best performance. I've seen a lot of what he's been in, and I think that's still his best.
Just the way he's able to identify with John Everyman and make that character unique, but still completely identifiable.
Well,
and everyone's been there.
Yeah, it's a great movie to remind you to pull your head out and just be grateful. Because
that actually was for the treatment of the movie. That's how it got shot so fast. Pull your head up, be grateful. We have to make this.
Yeah, that was the first script.
Yes,
they had some reshoots by Joss Whedon and made it the masterpiece that it is today.
Oh my god. We're gonna transition now because after that statement, I feel like we need to.
Mike, what's one of your favorite Christmas songs?
Oh, I was gonna say movie, but Christmas songs.
Surprise attack.
Man. Okay. This is my wife's fault. See, I have many Christmas songs that I like, Christmas traditions, what have you. But my wife has a friend who's a missionary to China, and before she left, the two of them fell in love with someone's voice. And through the holidays, this man's silky baritones filled my living room, and honestly, it's not Christmas without hearing
DMX. Yep, I knew
Michael Bublé.
Oh God.
Hey, you know, you roll your eyes and you gut punch yourself, but you know what? The man can sing.
No.
We're talking honestly, seriously, like Sinatra and he would have made a great duet together. That's what I'm saying. No, I did not say better. I said would have made a good duet.
You wash your dirty mouth. No.
Did not say better.
No.
Do not do that. Do not say that. I'm seriously saying they're both great talents. I'm not saying he's better. That's just stupid. Ugh. I'm saying that they would have made a good duet together.
Man, you could have said anybody else, and I would not have raised a stink. But
well, you're a stinky person.
Ugh.
I'm just saying. My wife enjoyed it. We enjoy it too. What have you? What I was gonna. Who's your favorite music?
I mean, anybody else. I mean, give me. I mean, I'm a sucker for old Bing Crosby myself. White
Bing is
Christmas.
amazing.
I mean, the dude owns 9/10 of his career to the Christmas season, from the
Not
movie,
wrong.
from the movie to the music to the appearances. The old Bing Crosby does Christmas, volume 77. Like,
And
the
he
fact,
rocked all of them.
every one of them. I want to know what part of his blood was made of eggnog, because by the end of it, it had to be mostly
76%.
eggnog. Yeah,
76% eggnog.
yeah.
Good viscosity there.
Yeah, man, it just isn't Christmas until I've watched White Christmas for me,
Yeah,
and
I
heard
get
the
that.
song. Man, you know what? Get upset if you want to. Anybody, I challenge anybody to listen to Josh Groban's Noel and not get a little choked up.
Mm.
I love and
Okay.
hate Josh Groban, and Josh, if
He
you're
kind of loves and hates himself, to be honest.
if you're listening, I'll explain myself. I'm a fair guy. Josh, I love and hate you.
He lates
because
you. No.
I love your music, but I hate that I can't sing like you at all. Because if I could, I wouldn't even speak anymore. Everything I said would just be singing like Josh Groban, because the man is a living angel.
Wow, that's a strong statement. Strong. Probably fair,
And
but strong.
I'm a sucker, man. I'm a like Rat Pack Christmas is one of my favorite albums.
Mm-hmm.
You know, give me some Josh Groban, some Frank Sinatra, some Dean Martin, Bill Weathers, Billy D. Williams. I made that last one up,
I know.
but
I'm just listening.
I bet it'd
Just
be
listening.
great.
Yeah.
And I actually wasn't kidding. DMX does a version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It is word for word just Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It is terrific. And I might play it as our closing song.
Okay, if you can get the rights or something, go for it. I personally enjoy their Christmas in Hollis. It's playing during one of your favorite Christmas movies as the guys being driven into the tower. So there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what I was going to say earlier before you railroad me off the road with Muzak. This is my children's fault, but mainly it's my children's fault because of Conan O'Brien.
Okay.
Because if you remember when he was still on one of the big three networks and doing his nightly talk show and invigorating millions with his awkward, narcissistic, ginger-like sense of humor, he would also plug Arnold Schwarzenegger's greatest collection of movies, and one of them was the all-time classic Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, man.
And yes, I know that was a bad Arnold impersonation that I just did, especially in the quiet of the podcasting.
Knowing
But-
is half the battle, Mike.
Indeed. But my kids love that movie just because it's so ridiculous, and I kind of have to agree. It's a dad's mad scramble to try to make everything better by getting the one thing that every adult needs during the holiday season: the sadistic beating of Sinbad, the comic, and but it's just a fun movie to watch because they literally just tear the crap out of each other, and it's fun to watch.
I honestly had forgotten about Jingle All the Way.
You can't forget about Jingle All the Way, man.
It's fallen out of my repertoire. Just
And that's probably good every once in a while. I'm hoping to give it a miss this year and reappreciate it next year, because every once in a while the movies feel old. They feel like, oh man, I've seen this again and again and again.
Yeah, and especially with Christmas movies, because like you start watching it and you're like, oh yeah, I realize why we don't do this every month
all the time. Yeah, I'm with that. And it's like I love Elf, and yet the last time I watched it, like 3/4 of the way through, I'm like, let's just get to the end. I'm like, okay, and the end was better, and then it was over. It just there were parts that I loved, and there was parts I'm like, okay, I'm good for another year. And it's not that I hate the movie; it's just that that tradition's been upheld. It's time to go to something else. So I understand.
Do you know what Christmas movie I love almost as much as my favorite?
Mm. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
No.
The Santa Claus.
I was going to say the Santa Claus. Let's both address it right now since it just fell out of your mouth. It's a great movie. I love it. One of the best lines of the whole movie is that a polar bear directing traffic?
Yes.
It's just so subtle. Or when the head elf is like, "Are you guys taking a coffee break?" And they're like, "We don't drink coffee." He's like, "Well, then I guess the break is over."
Yeah, totally. Got some great snark in that movie.
It's cheesy. I will say that if my kids didn't listen like young Charlie doesn't listen, I would have dropped him off at the South Pole and then just drove away.
Oh, wow.
The whole movie centers around the kid not listening to the dad. Charlie, don't climb up that ladder. Charlie, don't get in that sled. Charlie, don't grab that bag. Charlie, don't do... Like, the whole plot... Charlie's disobedience is the main plot driver, catalyst of that movie. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, but let's face it, though. Charlie's disobedience both helps and hinders. It helps the fact that Calvin doesn't have a clue what to do until Charlie figures it out by not listening to his dad. And then, of course, Charlie ends up stuck on a roof because Charlie didn't listen to his
Right. Charlie ends up getting his dad 5 to 10 in their hometown because he doesn't listen.
Because he got them banned to the land of reality.
That's right.
Where kidnapping is a bad thing. And leaving your child stuck on a roof in winter, still bad.
He had a parka. That coat looked thick.
Okay, let's address the green elf herring in the room, shall we? Can we address the ELF for a second? The main part of the movie that doesn't hold up is the function that breaks Santa out of jail.
Tinsel.
Because
not just for decorating.
Oh my gosh, those kids! Oh my gosh, the cheese factor on that team was horrible.
Yeah, that whole part of the movie was god awful, minus the jetpacks.
Exactly, the jetpacks. I'll even give the tinsel a pass. But dude, your acting is just hard. It's hard to watch, yo. Back off.
And let's address something that no one talks about besides the fact that dude from Beverly Hills Cop 1 is the love interest of Tim Allen's ex-wife.
Judge Reinhold. Judge Reinhold, baby.
And can that poor guy ever play somebody cool? For Christ's sake, a poor man.
Okay, stop. Did you see his sweater? That alone condemns you to the 7th level of acting recycling right there. And it's just the way it is, man. That was one notch away from Bill Cosby's sweater.
Tim Allen asks him, "But where are you going to get your sweaters now that the circus has left?" It's great.
It is great.
Yeah, my kids love it.
Jeez, Scott. I think you've taken this obsession to an unreasonable level. Like, what?
Your heart sounds as healthy as a horse, Scott.
Oops.
Yeah, Clydesdale.
Oh, my gosh.
No,
I mean, you got to give... At the time, Tim Allen was writing and in this movie, writing the book that would come out later that same year, and on Tool Time. No. What was it? What was the name of his show? What was the name of his show? No? Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Home Improvement. Yeah. So that's how busy the man was at the time.
Yeah.
And still pulled off 3 pieces of quality entertainment. That's impressive.
True story.
That is impressive. Yeah. So,
So yeah, what I was going to address, other than the fact that was the dude from Beverly Hills Cop, was that probably the 3rd best actor in that movie was a CGI'd reindeer. Just to throw that out there.
I don't know how CGI'd he actually was.
You think he was animatronic?
I think it was mainly animatronic with a bit of CGI because Comet, he had some gestures and he also had some alignment issues, and a lot of times you get that through puppetry. Misaligned puppetry.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong.
Moving on, if you're a small child who gets left by your family because you're a massive douche to them, don't worry. There's hope if you have a staircase and a basic understanding of thermal dynamics.
And deadly, deadly physics.
I I gotta tell you, man, growing up, if you would have had a tarantula in that room, our house would have been burnt down to the ground.
Not surprised.
Yeah. I would have killed it all with fire. Guys, of course, we are talking about Home Alone, the story of Kevin McAllister's merciless torture of two idiotic bandits. Oh.
No, make them look good. Make them look good. Make them look good.
No, God, whoa, the
merciless
wet
torture of two hapless homeless men just trying to find a bite to eat and a place to call shelter on a weary Christmas Eve.
One needs a new liver, the other new dental work. And if one of them was allergic to spiders, he's now dead, except they made 3 other movies. And the relentless bullying of a very considerate neighbor of theirs.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, why?
Oh my gosh.
So mean.
Home
Alone,
right?
Home Alone. What's the worst trap? What's the trap that if they were like, I'll give you $1 million if you go through this trap, you'd be like, not gonna do it.
Oh, that's easy. Flamethrower head.
Oh, really? See, I think
open the
doorknob's
Are you
worse.
nuts? That's like 9th degree burns to your head. You're baking you're cooking you're flambeing your brain at that point. No, you're not living through that. Not living through that. No, you're done.
I honestly think the broken glass ornament window would probably have cut his Achilles on that crystal-shaped ornament. That would have caused permanent ligament damage.
Yeah, okay, ligament damage, brain has been boiled, and you're officially
he still has puffs
done.
of hair. Watch the movie. He still has puffs of hair. That means it's not even a 3rd-degree burn. 3rd-degree burns is when flesh is falling away from bone.
I don't believe that was an accurate depiction of that burn. I'm just saying. Okay, we have to throw this back for a second. So put your thinking cap on, James. Which trap made Grandma laugh the hardest?
Paint can to the face, hands down.
That is true.
Because then it happens again, and so she gets So, guys, our grandma has only laughed 7 times in her whole life.
It's been documented by science.
And
Kid you not.
4 of them have been watching Home Alone with us as kids when it came out on VHS.
And we were so unfamiliar with the sound that at first we just didn't move and looked at each other in panic-stricken amazement. Like, what do we do? What do we do?
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly thought it was the call of the Missouri unicorn, but it wasn't. It was just our grandma's laugh.
It was amazing, though, dude.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It is one of the only movies that I've ever seen that'll make her like laugh out loud.
Yeah, like tears in the eyes, laugh out loud. It's awesome. It is awesome.
Funny. My kids love it though. It's one of our favorites in this house.
Well, yeah, I mean it's practically 2 movies. It's practically a Christmas movie and then a Looney Tunes adventure. Because in real life, that's just a crime scene. That's all that is.
Yeah.
And I'm not just that for murder, not for breaking and entering. That's flat out murder.
Oh yeah, there's 2 or 3 traps in that movie that would have easily have killed them. Both.
Yes, easily.
Like I said, not to mention that if that guy was allergic to tarantula hair, he could have died of anaphylactic shock. But Kevin doesn't think about that, does he? Kevin. No, I love Home Alone. It's a great movie. It's one that my kids watch and love. I will say that movie is solely responsible for me to fall in love with the Christmas song Silver Bells.
Yes.
Because the church choir in that movie sings it, and it's freaking
so
gorgeous.
good. Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
I like when
agree.
the neighbor's like, you see the little redheaded girl throw it from the right? And Kevin's like, yeah, I see the little redheaded girl throw it from the right. I always think it's funny because he has a look on his face like he's not just noticing her in the crowd. Homeboy's going to ask for them home phone digits because it's the early 90s.
And landlines are a thing.
I like when he's walking home and his grocery bags break, which, by the way,
he's just like,
fire that cashier. You put 93 items in 2 bags.
Yeah. But then again, the size of the kid, he might have asked for it that way. I mean, he did have quite a ways to walk. Although, Kevin, you're an industrious boy. Surely you know of a little invention called the wagon. Where's your wagon, boy? Or no one's home. None of your friends have a wagon?
Yeah.
Go borrow you a wagon, buddy. Come on.
The only thing that's complete crap about that movie is like, okay, so the whole neighborhood's phone lines are down for a week. I get that. There was only one. There's no internet, no cell phones, no other form of communication other than landlines. But he didn't have any friends that didn't live just on his block. Like, you don't think he could have gone like, hey, can you make a call for me somewhere, like maybe the police or
And he may have very well been afraid to call anyone. I'm not knowing who to call. He probably was in circle the wagons defense mode, because who do you reach out to at that point? You don't know the numbers, you don't know the names, and no one really left you any contact information.
Children Protective Services. How about that?
The only thing I found crap is the fact that no one sent a cruiser by.
No, they did. They did. Remember, the cop knocks on the door like 3 or 4 times. He's like, nobody's home. Tell the lady to count her kids again. And then he like leaves. Remember?
I do remember that.
Do now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do remember that now. Now. Okay, so we have to talk about a Christmas classic, and we're talking about on the level of It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
Definitely not as impactful.
Nope.
Unless you were a child watching this movie, because there's something magical and somewhat upsetting about the Charlie Brown movies. And the Merry Christmas Charlie Brown is no different.
Right.
I mean, it's just amazing. It's got a heartfelt message. And what those kids do to that tree is just awesome.
Yeah.
Nice little act of love at the end. Well, it was a good moment of pause, because so many of the Charlie Brown movies, Charlie Brown's just railroaded. Nothing he does is good enough for anybody, and really his friends kind of suck. I'm just going to say it. And then...
Mike, is this because you played Charlie Brown and maybe you're transposing onto the character?
I don't wish to talk about my personal feelings. You'll have to read my memoirs as usual. But what I love about that one is they all take a moment and they just lend a little bit that they have to that tree, and they make it something awesome.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson for every kid, every adult right there. And I just love that simple touch in that movie. It's got some awesome music. It's got the typical Charlie Brown music, but it's done in a different way for that time of year. And I like how that one's presented.
Yeah, it's a good one. The Charlie Brown ones don't really hit with my kids yet. We've tried them once, and I've always been kind of meh. I always liked the cartoon. Thought Snoopy was cool. Snoopy's my dude. But I've never really been into Peanuts that much. I don't know why. Just haven't. Well, it's personal preference.
You have no heart, and that's okay.
No, it's common knowledge.
It's okay to be wrong. James, just say I'm wrong, but I'm okay.
No, you're wrong. Michael Bublé sucks. Okay, so Mike, we had a grandpa who is super beloved in our family and is greatly missed every year.
Yeah.
For his saying "bah humbug."
Yeah.
Because of that, I've fallen in love with the Christmas Carol in any form. It doesn't matter which. Just you gotta bring it up. I always say it 2 or 3 times a year, and Karen raises her hand to tell me no, and then she realizes why I'm doing it, and she has to stop. So we win that round, Grandpa. But yeah, it's just something I gotta throw in there just as a nod to the hat to the former patriarch of our family. My real next movie that is on our list is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Both Jim Carrey version and the original version, because the song While He's Stealing in the original cartoon is way better than the song during than Champa Wampa.
Smash Mouth.
Right. But I will say that Jim Carrey's performance in that movie is flawless.
Masterful. Yes. And I will say, for some reason, Jake is not a fan of the live action. He prefers the cartoon.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Jake is an old soul, my friend.
I guess. I mean, he plays an awesome old guitar. Why not? But what I love about both is just the capacity for change in people. But oh my gosh, Ron Howard was the ultimate director for that movie because I don't think anyone else could have had that scope and vision.
Well,
Vision.
It covers everyone's complaint about Christmas up front. The noise and the toys.
Sales.
Yeah.
Buy this now.
For the next 5 minutes, we 99% off. And I feel like little Cindy Lou Who. Every Thanksgiving, I'm already sick of the upcoming Christmas.
Yeah.
I've worked retail for most of my adult life, and I have to say that when Black Friday comes and goes, before December 1st hits, I'm just like, isn't this all a bit much? When she says that, when I'm watching, I forget about it every year, and then I watch this movie, and she says that, and I'm like, yeah, it is, Cindy Lou Who. It's too much. And by the end of the movie, I'm like, see, the Grinch can come around, so can I. I identify with the Grinch. The beard, slightly abusive to his animals, hatred of children, all of
green
it.
Pallor to his skin.
Right. The fact that he likes to eat most people's trash. I love it all. But yeah,
That's just weird. No one should have that problem, James. That's just odd.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah. No one should agree to it. No. Canceled.
No, I love that original song. It is phenomenal. I do miss. I wish there was an option in the DVD menu to change out the one in the Jim Carrey for that one, because it is way better. Mike,
wait, hold on. Let's pause for a second because
okay.
You bring up something unconsciously, but there is a solo that Cindy Lou Who sings called "Where Are You Christmas?"
Right.
And it just spoke to me while you're talking about the movie. Don't you wish for like 10 minutes, an hour, you could just jump backwards in time and just feel that wonder and that excitement just all over again, just once?
Nah, I'm good.
I mean, you get to a little bit to surprise your kids. You get to I don't want to say pull one over on them, but you do. You plan, you calculate, you sneak stuff through, you plan and plot to get the gift. You get the wonder of watching them open it and enjoy it. But wouldn't it be cool if once you could just go back and experience it from their level just for like an hour once?
I mean, I never really got surprised like that because I had two older brothers. The whole wonderment was ruined pretty fast for me.
So what you're saying is, nice sentiment, Mike, but you screwed this up for me yet again.
I mean,
noted, James.
It was more Paul than you, and more the fact that Mom would be like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I would tell her, and that would show up underneath the tree. There wasn't a whole lot of mystery or effort left for me.
Okay, you're lucky. From the time I was like 15 on, I would ask for this, or this, and I would get gift cards.
Oh, I love gift cards. Bring them on.
I don't mind them. But my problem is, when you're, a teenager, a young adult, and, it's a sign, you ask for a book, a movie, a specific thing. And instead you get a gift. To me, it was almost like, we hear what you're saying, but we don't get it enough so here's money, go get it yourself. And I'm like, really? And I mean, I didn't mind it. I appreciated the thought of it. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, I get it, but it was both a blessing and I also felt a little impersonal. I mean, I'm okay with I've resolved that. That was more of a parental thing than I got a gift card thing. But, yeah, it's a thing. So I'm sorry. I cut you off. I just wanted to
No,
that
I'm
topic.
Actually motioning to Chauncey, our therapist, to have him call you.
Chauncey, the problem is every time he concludes a statement, he ends with and it's just distracting. I can't focus like that. Yeah. When did Chauncey come on board full time?
I
did not get the memo.
I knew what time of year this was, and this time of year always calls for more mental help. Chauncey is our therapist goat. And
I
he's
don't
on
like
his
it because
way.
every time he disagrees, he just goes, nah, and I just find, I'm like, are you being stereotypical or is that your honest answer? I don't understand.
Right.
And I feel like I'm racist if I call him on it, or I'm just not communicating well if I don't ask a question. It's a stressful time.
Do you feel bad? Like, yeah, you've gone through your meds. It's terrible. Yeah. Moving on, I'm doing it because I'm sick of waiting. We're 40 minutes into the podcast. It's time for the greatest Christmas movie of all time, Die Hard.
Barbie's Playhouse. Oh, no? Okay.
Die Hard.
I thought you were doing a different route there.
Oh, it's just not
Die
Christmas until German terrorists storm Nakatomi Plaza. It's the greatest time of the year. Welcome to the party, pal. Yippee-ki-yay, mother father. It is time to rock and roll. The greatest part is in the vent. Oh, love that movie. Love that movie.
Yes, it is a great movie. Come to the coast, have a few laughs.
I will say,
Will you?
the first time I ever took a flight and then got to my hotel room, I made little
Did you take your
fists
shoes off?
with my toes in the carpet. And
Yep,
it works!
Yep, me
I
too.
don't know-
I did too.
I don't know why
too.
they did that, but it totally works. You should do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was organic. I mean, how many people suffer from that? That was a great idea to just make it organic. Run with it.
Mike,
He's not RoboCop.
there's 3 types of people in this world. Those of us who think that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us who think that it is. And those who are wrong. Oddly enough, Group 3 and Group 1, the same group.
I was about to say, I think you've stretched that just a little bit. But,
Yeah.
I get why, because there's nothing really festive about it.
He learns the joy of loving his family by shooting people. What's not universally Christmas about that? He writes ho 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 on a dead man's sweater.
In blood.
It's red. That's Christmas.
I think you've missed something. I'm just saying. Although one of the best lines of that movie is when the helicopter crashes, the bomb goes off, and then they're on the ground. It's like, whoa, we're gonna need some more bureau guys. It's like, that's your takeaway? That's your takeaway? That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's so much goodness about that movie. I mean, just it's hysterical, it's fun, it's tense, it's got some wonderful one-liners, and oh my gosh, the fact that was his first movie. The fact that was his first movie, and he did such a good job at it.
Who, Bruce Willis?
No, not Bruce Willis. Are you out of your mind? I mean, Bruce was good, but I mean, John McClane wouldn't be as beloved without Hans Gruber.
It's true.
Hands down.
Man,
down.
I wish I could do an Alan Rickman impression.
I can't to save my life.
Because I would do it, and I would read the sweatshirt message in his voice.
Oh.
Now I have a machine gun. Yeah.
You were half Hans Gruber and half Bond villain. It didn't quite. It's like almost, but not.
Why was
really.
he never a Bond villain, by the way? That's a tragedy.
That may have been intentional, though, because there's some places you just don't go and come back out the same. That may have been his choice, though.
Yeah.
You have to, anytime you enter into a franchise, you have to have an exit strategy. I think that's why Daisy Ridley is smart when she says 3 and she's out.
Yeah.
And that makes complete sense to me. That's completely sensible to me. So bravo to you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Hans.
Yeah, buddy.
Babe.
Boopy.
I'm
your white knight.
So glad that he shot that guy in the face. Okay. Oh, Merry Christmas to us all.
Yes.
Now, Mike and I's, I'm assuming it's yours. It's mine.
It's one. If it's not one of it,
I've already watched it once. Have you watched it yet this year?
I'm saving it. I'm saving it for after the retreat. It's coming. It's coming hard. It's going to be next week.
In this Perry household, in this clan of Perrys in Nixa, we open and close the season with this movie. The one, the only, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, man.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh, so good. So good. And I mean, and the thing is,
the whole movie is quotable. Every single line is quotable.
We were actually quoting it. I was actually quoting it with my youth group. We were right before we watched Elf. No, it was after watching Elf, and we're walking around picking stuff up, and one of my guys grabs me by the shoulder and gestures at the carpet. And he goes, "And why is there water all over the floor, Todd?
I don't
Without
know,
missing a bleed.
Margo.
I don't know, Margo." And everyone just starts dying.
Whenever Kara gets a little snippy with me, I'll turn to her and be like, "I don't know, Margo." Year round. That's a year round thing.
I get that. And the thing is, Christmas Vacation isn't a solidly awesome movie.
No.
It's just highly quotable throughout. There are moments that you wait for. There's moments you're like, I want to see him locked in the attic, both to enjoy the memories and to put his own feet through his roof. You want to see him fly down a hill doing Mach 6 because some Yahoo just explained how his part isn't going to look right if he doesn't. You want to see him lose his mind over a jelly club because of how much he overextended himself, because he's every guy in those moments.
Yeah.
He's every guy. Maybe not even every person, but I know he's every guy where it's like, you know what, we're doing this and it's going to be bad, but we're going to do it.
Yep. I
love that about Clark Griswold, man.
Yep.
I love that.
Clark, I don't want to spend the holidays dead.
Forgive my husband. He knows not what he does. That might be my epitaph, actually.
Yeah,
Christina and I have already called people.
I think that every woman should have that prayer tattooed on them somewhere. Forgive my husband. He knows not what he does.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
God, the whole movie, from the too many Christmas lights to the parents showing up and everybody freezing for a second before they grab the door, to finally the stress gets to you and you sail a string of profanities so glorious that only Eggnog's thick viscous can cover it up. It's just
it's good. It's good.
It's good. I've got to find those mugs. I've been looking for them for a long time.
No, you don't. They are expensive and they're tiny. They're like $20 a piece, and they are small size. It's ridiculous how pricey those things are, James.
One of my, I don't really like the whole pool fantasy part. That part I can I can take
that one
that
and
part.
the lingerie shopping part. It's like, why did you put that in there? You didn't need it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's literally trying to get uncomfortable humor, and honestly, to me, it didn't work at all. It's just, it takes time. I literally skip it every time because it's like, I don't like this portion. It doesn't fit with the movie. There's no running line. It's just, ooh, this thing that keeps popping up because reasons. It's like, dude,
I think they put it in there just to tie in with like Summer Vacation and all the vacation movies, because there's always Clark being a horrible husband and like lusting after someone else. I think that's the only reason it's in there. It's total trash. They should have taken him out of all the movies. It's just it's not. Yeah. Anyway, I think one of my favorite parts of that movie, probably one of the most quotable, is when he's wishing everybody a Merry Christmas that's following his boss out of the room. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, kiss his ass, kiss his ass, kiss my ass, kiss your ass, Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, that is legitimately chuckle worthy. Every time.
Oh man, the only good part about the lingerie scene is when she says, "Well, that's my name. Is it Holly or Mary? I don't know." And she says it, and he goes, remember. "No shit." It's the only good part of that whole scene, and it's because when I'm meeting someone, Mike, for the first time, and I don't care who they are or why I'm meeting them, I always say that line back to them. No one laughs, except Karen. But it's a good time. It's a good time had by
Okay, well, I'm glad that you think so.
all. I'm not a good person. Okay, so let's move on with the pod. Is there any kind
Yeah.
of other Christmas music you like? Nightmare Before Christmas, also an amazing Christmas movie. Cannot believe I didn't mention it until now. Sorry.
Never seen it.
Yeah, well.
I know I
just
need to.
admit
It's
you're
on the
wrong.
list.
Just admit you're wrong and walk away.
Oh, I shall not. I shall not.
It's an
amazing
viewers,
it's just a thing.
listeners.
It's something I do. It's something.
Sweet.
Okay, so
sweet
Christina's
party people. Let me know how awesome. Let Mike know how great this movie is, and belittle him.
Okay, sure, yeah.
For have not.
Well, okay, that might be too far. So, also, party people, let me know if you agree with my wife, because Christina is an avid fan, even though my kids pretty much no longer watch it. An avid fan of Curious George's Merry Monkey Christmas.
Oh, it's good. We watched it a few days ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm
That's why we
ashamed
sing it all
to
day long.
say that Christmas Monkey is my least
Christmas Monkey.
Yeah, my least favorite Christmas song.
Everyone loves the Christmas Monkey,
except this guy.
It's because you have we've had this talk.
Yeah. Are there any Christmas movies of the traditional sense besides Nightmare Before Christmas that you can't stand? Anyone that you don't like?
Any of them that I don't like? Honestly, my kids kind of like. I'm not a fan of Christmas with the Cranks.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
It's really.
Oh my gosh!
What'd you forget?
How did I forget about Just Friends? Have you seen Just Friends?
I have not seen
Ryan Reynolds and Amy Smart. It's one of those debatable ones. It takes place over the Christmas holiday. Ryan Reynolds is a former obese male cheerleader who was put in the friend zone by Amy Smart in high school. He leaves his town in New Jersey, goes out to L.A., becomes a huge record producer, and is flying Anna Faris, who is portraying kind of a Paris Hilton type. This one's not for kids, by the way.
No, it doesn't sound like it is.
And when you've got gift wrapping to do on Christmas Eve, folks, pop this one in and enjoy the chuckles. You're welcome from Uncle James. So this one's great, though. Essentially, their plane breaks down because she puts some ahi tuna in the microwave on a private jet, and it's still wrapped in tinfoil.
Oh, no way.
And so they have to emergency land in New Jersey, and his hometown is an hour drive away from the airport. So he goes back home on an impromptu trip. He's now Ryan Reynolds, a normal Ryan Reynolds, so he's super handsome and ripped and hilarious as Ryan Reynolds is. And shenanigans ensue. He's reunited with his love from high school that put him in the friend zone, but is so awkward around her. It's hilarious. Oh, it's so funny.
It sounds good.
Not for the
I'll
kids.
Have to check that out at some point. No, it does not sound like it's kids at all.
Not for
kid
the kids.
Friendly, kid anything. Yeah, man. I think we've exhausted the topic, bro. Yeah. But hey, you know what, party people? We hope you're having a good holiday season. We're gonna say adieu to the normal housekeeping with the day, because we've said it all in the intro. You know where to find us. You know where we're at on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and everything and what have you. And make sure, hey, if you like the episode, share it around with some people that you like, or maybe some that you don't. I mean, hey, revenge is fun sometimes. It's a Christmas thing, isn't it? No, it's not. My bad. So, hey, we're glad you stopped by, party people. Make sure you catch us next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. And until next time, I've been Mike.
I've been James.
And we've been last to the party.
We're gonna get sued.
Yes, we are. As James would say, bye.
Bye.